Hey everybody, this is Joe. Thank you for watching my Giga Texas construction update video. I would like to thank all of my Patreons for your outstanding support and encouragement. It really does help me make these videos possible. With all the recent rains, a lot of viewers have been concerned about the appearance of Giga Texas with all the mud and so forth. And some have asked whether or not Giga Texas may actually flood or if the Cybertrucks might be floating down the river since it's so close to the Colorado River. And also just with the rains, what can we expect? So I originally covered this on my 14 August video, so you can go back and look at that, but I revised it for this particular one. So just to reference, here's the Colorado River in relation to the foundation of the main factory. And for those who don't know, the Colorado River here does not come from Colorado. It's actually just a Spanish word for red or reddish, and it's the primary water source for Austin. So speaking of water, I thought I would just quickly show you the average rain and precipitation by month in the greater Austin area and what we can expect. And as you can see here, the months coming up in April, May, and June is the rainiest time of the year, so it's important that the construction continues now to try to get as much of the building under cover by that point in time. And just as a hypothetical, I covered some of this in my 30 December video, so you can check that out, but here's where some of the estimated key target dates are in relation to the upcoming rain. The estimated dry-in is now end of February, first substantial completion probably end of June. Model Y production may be in that window in the third quarter and maybe third, fourth quarter for Cybertruck. So let's go back and take a look at the map. Here you can see the outline of the factory. And this is a floodplain overlay from the USGS and FEMA, and we'll talk about that in a second. But first, we need a couple of definitions to keep in mind. The base flood elevation is where there's a 1% chance of equaling a flood and in a given year, and this serves as a baseline. Zone AE is where you will see a 1% chance of flooding, and then Zone X, which is shaded, and we'll see that in a minute, that's where a 0.2% annual chance of flooding may happen. And here's the chart legend, and a lot of information, but focus you where the two arrows are. We're going to be looking at that blue area, that's where we have that base flood elevation, and that brown area, which is the 0.2% annual. So looking at that map again with the overlay of the outline of Giga Texas and the definitions in the upper left-hand corner, we can see here this is where the current phase 1 construction areas are. This is where that main foundation is, and the work just east of the foundation, power lines by the foundation. These areas here are where we've seen additional work being done by the drone that is outside of that phase 1. And as you can see, all of that area here is within that 1 to 0.2% chance. So Giga Texas does have a water management plan. We saw on the 17 September Giga Texas site plan that they had water quality and detention ponds. And you can see them here on the left-hand side. And here in this image, I'm showing you overlaid where they are on the map so we can have some further discussion. So these were the original plans. And since then, with all the rains, we've seen that they've added 3 additional collection ponds up to the north, a kind of a water culvert on the west that goes down towards that large water detention pond, and it looks like they're building yet another water detention pond in the south, just south of the concrete structure. And this overlay shows you again where the foundation is in relation to all these water management solutions so far. So let's take a look at some conclusions. Yes, Giga Texas does have a potential for some flooding. It is in an area that could have a 0.2% for the majority of it, or up to 1% near the river chance of a flood. But again, this assumes nothing has been done. We know that there's been a lot of on-site ground preparation. There's been elevation changes. They brought in a lot of dirt and did a lot of compaction. There's current, and they've already seen revised water control measures, and there's going to be a rain collection and management system along with water treatment plants as well coming up. So are there other options in the future? Yes, but I think that we could probably use another video to discuss those. But right now, this gives you the state of where Giga Texas is now. I hope this helps answer some of your questions about flooding and what they're doing at Giga Texas. And in the end, I really don't think that we're going to see Cybertrucks floating down the Colorado River. My drones are ready and raring to go. Let's go flying over Giga Texas.